Hello and welcome back to Bricking It. Today we're going to be building Slughorn's office, and here is the base fully tiled off and ready to go. I'm going to start with the back wall. I've had to make a few choices here in Slughorn's office because I really couldn't get all the features in I wanted, but I really did want to get in the nice wallpaper he had on his wall. And so just to start off the office, we're laying down a few dark red bricks. Here in the middle we're starting to make the features of a little side table, and obviously we've got the pillars in the corner. Pillars play quite a prominent role in the architecture of Slughorn's office, so it was, I believe, yet another reuse of the room of requirement set. I'm going to put in our big window. This is going to be the main feature of the back wall. Decided to go with the tan frames rather than the wooden. It's bit more Hogwartsy and gives a nice contrast, really helps the window stand out. You'll see what I mean once we put the walls in. On the side table I'm going to be adding Slughorn's portable potion making kit. And this is made out of a couple of 1x1s with potions printed on them, and these come from the micro scale Hogwarts castle. Just going to pop a couple of those on this table here. Now we're going to use some of these corner panels just to make like the front doors of the kit, as if the whole thing is folded open on the table ready for use. That gives us quite a nice little bit of interest at the back. Around the window, going to add some curtains. I'm using a mixture of dark orange and dark red for the curtains. Obviously in the real set location there are a patterned set of curtains, which is very difficult to do in Lego without going really granular. So we're just going to give that impression of a couple of different colours on our curtains. And the last couple of macaroni pieces will finish off our drapery. So there's our window and our potions kit. As you can see, most of the wall hasn't been added in yet. And that's because we're going to do it in a slightly different style. We're going to use these door frames in dark brown. I'm just going to sit up here and I'm going to fill these in with a couple of these tan panels, but not like this, because I've prepared them using a spare sticker sheet I had from the Quidditch set. I managed to cut down some of these larger stickers into the size of the panel, and these are going to form the wallpaper panels that you see in Slughorn's office. Now I'm not too worried about the Gryffindor badge, that's going to be obscured by a pillar. I'm going to put that in here, and of course the other one goes on the other side, and likewise with our Slytherin badge, that's going to be obscured. And that gives us this fancy kind of diamond shaped pattern wallpaper that we can see on the wall of Slughorn's office. Now if I'm going to obscure those badges, I'm going to need to build a couple of pillars, and these are really minimal really compared to what you actually see in the movie set. So we've just got a couple of arch pieces coming off of a pillar going in a couple of directions, more as a suggestion of those large pillars rather than anything else, because this is an office where I need the floor space. There's a lot of scenes I want to set in here, so I'm going to need some space to do that. Finishing off the top of the wall with the habitual half rounds to help me slide my modules in and out a lot easier. And then just to make the little decorative feature of the pillars appear to be doing something, we're going to extend the size of those across down to the front of the wall, just as they extend around the window. So there's our back wall. Now the entirety of Slughorn's office isn't papered, a lot of it's just normal stone, so that will serve the side walls. I'm going to add a bit of furniture in now. I'm going to pop in one of these, just 6 long this time, couldn't quite stretch to 7 because of those pillars, and then a little armchair opposite. That's going to give us our comfortable furniture. Going to put a couple of candles in the back, just a cylinder with a telescope piece. One of the white flowers with a flame piece in top. just to add a bit of brightness against the quite dark back wall. And then just beside armchair, we're going to put in a little drinks table, a couple of goblets, bottle of fire whiskey. And as we're here at Slughorn's favourite seat, might as well put his favourite little snack. You can use a couple of these trans yellow cheese wedges to be some crystallised pineapple. So that's the build. Quite a nice little office, quite distinctive. But to set scenes, we're going to need minifigures. Let's get one of our later Harrys. This is my sort of whip of a MOC for Ron. Obviously I need to change some pieces here. I'm using an old Minecraft torso flipped backwards at the moment, but it will do for now. And of course Slughorn himself mixing up the antidote to Ron's love potion. So that's the first of our scenes in Slughorn's office. It's quite nice, quite cosy. Gives the feel of the place. Again, the shape's all wrong. It's not the only scene I want to set in here, and for some of the others I'm going to need to extend it out to a double depth module. You can see that rug now extends much further. I'm going to start adding some chairs. Just going to pop these on the jumpers on the floor. There's loads to add, so let's just skip ahead till we've got all 8 in there. And of course this is going to be the table where the Slug Club meet for their suppers. Just going to be made out of one of these 8x8 rounds with a 4x4. Just clicked on the top for that rotating Lazy Susan that's in the middle of the table. Just for a bit of extra security, just going to pin that onto the aerial with a 1x1 stud with a hole. Once we put in a few guests and some desserts, you can see we get quite a good impression of the Slug Club dinner. You can also see that I really need to dust my Lego. There we go, not bad. Obviously not all the correct miniatures, but I'll be adding different minifigs in there once I complete some new MOCs. Obviously the main scene that we think of Slughorn's office for is the Christmas party. There's some fairly iconic bits of decoration. I'm going to build the lantern tree now, just using these Technic pieces, held together in various ways. Got a 2 long bar there. I'm just going to show like 4 different ways of building branches. So you've got this stud with a bar. There's one way we can get a little branch. Obviously one of these flight pieces, action stands. You can also use these 2 long bars through a stud. Just on the end of the action stand pop a clip. We've got one of these different types of sort of grabber arms threaded through a 1x1 with a hole, and that's going to sit in there. So there's lots of different ways you can create branches for this. To get the angle, we're going to use a little plate with bar, which now doesn't want to stand up. And of course to create the lanterns, we just use these red pumpkins with a gold stud on the bottom, and depending on the way they're attached to your branches, they're going to need different kind of tops. This one again using those 1x2 bars, sorry, 2 long bars. Just need to have a bit of a fiddle and a wiggle to get the angles right so the lantern's not sticking out in a weird direction. That's our first one. Second one's going to be secured differently using one of these 1x clips. Obviously they're going to clip onto the stud with bar or onto the 2 long bar. And this top one's much more simple. Just use a 1x1 plate and that's going to pop into the anti-stud there. So there's our lantern tree. Can add this into the back of the display so we can see it all the way down the length. And then we're going to add a few more pillars into the display, and these are going to line up with those parts we've already attached, projecting forward from the other pillars. Then we're going to add in these drapes. Now I've gone for lime green because that's kind of what you see in the film, and even in the book they're described as green drapes and curtains all over the place. I'm not sure how I feel about these. When I was first building them, they were out of all different colours of bricks, and I thought that was perfect. Then I actually got the lime bricks in, and now I'm not so sure. But we'll persevere and see how it goes. If you have strong feelings on this, do let me know in the comments what you think of our green drapes. But again, it's time to add in some minifigures. And thanks to the Astronomy Tower set and Series 1 of the CMFs, we've got a fair number of Slughorns guests or staff at the party. Hidden behind the drapes here, we're going to have Hermione trying to hide from Cormac. And then as our main little scene, we're going to have Draco's discovery. So Slughorn and Snape obviously here chatting with Harry. And then we've got Draco, who has been discovered lurking around in the hallways by Filch. So there's our scene. The green is quite an overpowering colour, and it clashes a little with the mood that's set by all the warmer colours. But I'm gonna stick with it for now, see how I feel. It's not too bad. When we compare it to some set shots, do see that it's quite a bright and vibrant green. So accurate doesn't mean it's the best choice. Let's pop our module into the castle now. So I've shoved our Ancient Runes class to the back of the display. I'm actually taking out the floor above just to get a little more light on the subject while we slide in our office. So it looks quite red until we put in those drapes. Maybe I'll just make them a little slimmer and not quite so in your face. But that's our build. All that remains for me to say is thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do leave us a like. For more Hogwarts mock builds, please subscribe to Brickin' It. Bye bye.